Margot Robbie is a name known around the world, but what few people know is her name isn't actually Margot Robbie. Where this begins is Jenna Ortega, who went viral in a speech for saying Rihanna. That's because people have been saying Rihanna's name wrong for 15 years, where it's actually pronounced Rihanna, not Rihanna. Then Margot Robbie talked about this the next day in an interview, saying a lot of people in Latin America say her name differently, where they hit the T, calling her Margot. Then said she's never corrected anybody on the pronunciation before in Latin America, saying it's a very common mistake. Then said nearly the entire world has made a mistake on how to pronounce her name for years, where they call her Margot when in Australia it's pronounced Margot. Saying people with Australian accents normally have the letter R be more silent when it's in between words, so most of her life she went by Margot. And then in the beginning of her career, when she began working in the US and Europe, she considered having people call her Margot instead of Margot. But then realized there were 16,000 Americans with the name Margot who pronounce it Margot, so it would be weird to go by Margot. Also acknowledging this is common for actresses like Amanda Seyfried, whose real pronunciation is Seyfried. Margot Robbie said the only thing that bothered her about this were people who said Margot was an ugly sounding name. Weird pronunciation. With that, I'm Charles Perala. Hope you learned something.